Hi, Assalamualaikum. Today we are presenting chapter 14 about using visual aids. In this chapter, we will concentrate on visual aids suitable for classroom speeches and how to use our visual aids properly. So this is the subtopics in chapter 14 which we will be discussed, which is kinds of visual aids, guidelines for preparing visual aids and guidelines for presenting visual aids. What is kinds of visual aids and how many types of visual aids? So, there are 6 types of visual aids, which is objects and models, photographs and drawings, graphs, charts, video, and the speaker. First, we go to objects and materials. Objects can be an excellent way to clarify ideas. However, it cannot be used effectively because they will cause a problem during the presentation because the audience would have difficulty to imagine the topic discussed. Next is photographs and drawings. Photographs will work effectively if they are large enough for the audience to see. The most effective ways to show photographs or drawings is by using PowerPoint or Keynote. Third one is the graphs. There are 3 types of graph, which is line graph, pie graph, and bar graph. In line graph, it uses one or more lines to show changes in statistics over time or space, and it is the most common type of graph. In pie graph, they are used to show relationships in a simple distribution in a whole circle, which shows number of each segment in percentage. And bar graph that used to show comparisons among 2 or more types and most easy to understand. Next is charts. Charts is useful for summarize lots of information, and by listing in charts, the speaker made it easier for listeners to keep the information straight, and the charts must be simple and clear. Next is video. In video, if the presenter has an idea to adding a video to a speech, that will causes a trouble if the video is done with carelessly. So to make sure the video give an impact, make sure the clip is not too long and the video is cued to start exactly where you want. Furthermore, the video must be edited to the precise length to blend smoothly into speech, and beware of low resolution video. And lastly is the speaker. The speaker can do demonstration to keep the audience involved. And to communicate directly to the audience, the speaker need to practice to explain well to the audience and make an eye contact. The speaker should always practice to control the timing of the speech so that the speech is within the range of the time given. Next is guidelines for preparing visual aids. Guidelines will help to choose and create visual aids in a clear and visually appealing way. First guideline is prepare visual aids well in advance. Visual aids are effective only when the visual aids are integrated smoothly with the rest of the speech. There are 2 advantages when prepared visual aids well in advance. Firstly is we will have the time and resources to devise creatively and attractive aids. And then we can use the time we need to practicing the speech with the aids we're gonna use. Secondly is keep visual aids simple. The visual aid should be simple, clear and to the point, which contain enough of information. To keep the visual aid simple, limit the slide to a manageable amount of information. And next is make sure visual aids are large enough. Make sure the text and images are easy for everyone in the audience to see. Avoid using all caps letters because all capital letters is actually harder to read than normal text.
Hi and Assalamualaikum. I'm Sharifah and Afiqah will continue what Alia Natasha said before in guideline for preparing visual aids. Next is use a limited amount of text. When displaying text on visual aids, follow the general rules like briefer is better. Using phrases containing only essential keywords will help the listener grab your basic point and process the information as you are speaking. Next, use font effectively. Choose fonts that are clear and easy to read. The letter must large enough to be read easily. Avoid using all capital letters in your text, and do not use more than two fonts on one slide. Next, use font effectively. Use enough contrast between the background and the text. When your background is dark, then the text must be light. But when your background is light color, then the text must be in dark color. Stay on the limited number of colors and use them consistently. Do not use many colors in one slide. And the last is use image strategically. Never add image or any sort to a slide unless truly needed. Make sure the image is large enough to be seen. Choose image without blurring. Graph and chart must be clear and simple. Include a title of both chart and graph so that the audience will know what chart and graph are about. Now I will talk about the guideline for presenting visual aids. Here are 7 guidelines that will help you get the maximum impact out of your visual aids. First, display visual aids where listener can see. Check the speech room and decide where we will display our visual aids. If we are displaying an object or a model, be sure to place it where it can be seen easily by everyone in the room. Do not block the audience view. Use the pen, ruler, or some other pointer. Check the projection and projection screen if they're okay or not. Second is avoid passing visual aids among the audience. Make sure people are giving more attention to you than the aids. Do not preparing the hangout for every members. If you one day have copy of some material to take home, you can prepare the copy and then keep the copy until after you finish talking and distribute the copy at the end. The third one is display visual aids only while discussing them. Keep it out of sight until ready to discuss it. If you're using an object or a model, keep it out of sight until you are ready to discuss it. When you finish your discussion, place the object or model back out of sight. The fourth is explain visual aids clearly and concisely. Do not use words as you can see. Explain the visual aid clearly and tell the listener what the aid means, because the listener did not know any of the visual that you are presenting. So, don't use words as you can see. The fifth one is talk to your audience, not your visual. Keeping the eye contact with your listener. But if you keep your eyes fixed on the visual aids, you will lose your audience. Your audience will not get any point that you want to talk. By keeping eye contact with your listener, you can also pick up feedback about how the visual aids and your explanation of it are coming across. Next is practice with your aids. Employ the visual aids when practicing. Make sure you know exactly which slide needs to appear and disappear. Mark your speaking notes and cues. Rehearse until you can use without you looking down. Early start and give yourself plenty time. Last is check the room and equipment. Check the setup in the room. Double check the room audio-visual system. Plan to arrive an hour early for familiarize yourself with the equipment and make sure it is working properly when you cannot come to the room the day before the speech. Never assume that everything will be just fine. Always bring a backup of your slide on the flash drive. That's all of our discussion in Chapter 14. Thank you for listening. See you again.